Check this out, people. Never done this one before. We have to do a little tomfoolery here to get this one right. You see that, folks? This is a curd. This is going to be my Cabra Alvino. I added culture for an hour, 90 minutes set on rennet on this. So we're now into, we've put the milk in, we've added the calcium chloride because we use pasteurized milk. Now we've moved on to the culture. The culture has converted the lactic acid, the lactose into lactic acid, and we're at a pH where we need to be. Following that, we added an eighth a teaspoon of vegetable rennet. And this is, I always go to the test, right? So this here is the curd test. It should be good, but it might not be. But I want to show you what we're looking for here. So first thing you do is take a spatula, like so. You want to stick that all the way down. You want to pull that all the way out. You see how there's no chunks? Oh, a little bit on there, but not much. You want this, I mean, there's some speckles on there. You want this spatula to be clean. You ultimately want to be able to take this back in here, push it away. See how I'm pushing it away? Pull it out. You see that way down in there. Do you see it coming out? Right there? That's what you want to see. So what we need to do with this one, we're going to cut this into 3/4 inch squares, and it has to sit. So nothing is perfect. We're just eyeing this thing, and I'm giving you the perspective of someone that doesn't have a spindle. I'm just using a regular little spatula. Do you notice how I cut? And you can already see separation in the curd here. And we'll just cut this way. You can already see it's breaking apart, right? Now, these aren't perfect by any means, but the idea here is that, and this is important to note as well, is that you're looking for a goal size. I think for this one it's 1/4 inch, okay? And what a lot of people do, they make the mistake of just, I'm gonna do some diagonal here. They make the mistake, and it's a huge mistake that a lot of people make, is that the first thing they do is they cut this, and then they're like, oh, I have to get to 1/4 inch or whatever it may be, or barley size, and then they just start stirring and spooning it up and beating it to death. And the way a lot of these recipes are written, it's made to sound like when you cut your curd, you need to make it at a certain size, and it has to cook for like 30 minutes or an hour or whatever. But what they don't tell you is that the idea here is to firm up your curds. So, when a recipe says to stir slowly, it doesn't mean you stand there for a half hour and just stir the thing nonstop. And this is what a lot of those recipes that you see, they fail on. We're gonna move this back so I can keep talking. So the reason they fail, right, is because you're stirring and stirring and stirring away, and you end up making this mush. Well, unfortunately, when you get to that curd size, immediately you have no way for the curd to set. The curd needs to set and dry. So if it's telling you need to be grain size and you need to stir for 30 minutes or an hour, then you need to stir it slowly and break it down slowly. Wait a few minutes, then stir it and break it down, then wait a few minutes and stir it and break it down, and wait a few minutes and stir it and break it down, and rinse and repeat that process until you get to the target size. By the time you reach that target size, you will be ready for, if you have to, you'll be ready for the cook. And that's the idea. Your initial stir, you want to slowly, meaning every 3 to 5 minutes, get in there, break it down a little bit, stir it up, and set that target to try and get to the size in whatever time it may be. Because when you cook, you want it to retain the same size during the cook. You don't want to break it down any further. You don't want it to be too big during the cook. Too big, you retain too much moisture. Too small, it'll be too dry. So your idea is to take whatever set period that is, if it's 30 minutes or 90 minutes or whatever it is, and slowly stir that. Slowly break it down till you get where the size it is you need it. And if you get there too early, that's fine too, okay? You just may leave it sit longer, a little bit longer, and just very easily move it around just enough to keep the curds from sticking together. The end result will be you will get to your size, the curds will not stick together, and then the final test would be the actual curd test, and that's where you take the curd out, squeeze it in your finger a little bit, and let it go. And it should just drop right off your finger. And that tells you you're ready to move on to the next step. But I just wanted to release this video to let you guys know that that seems to be, that's one of many failures I see in all the recipe books, is the cook and the stir portions of it. They lack a lot of information. So again, the short of it is, cut your curd to where it needs to be, okay? And then slowly stir it. I say every 5 minutes, okay? Until you get to that size you need to. If it's not to the size where you need to be, then just extend your stir until that curd gets to the point where it's the right size-ish, and you can pass the curd test. After that, you can drain, you can cook, you can move on. If you don't get there, and your curd's mushy, and it's stuck together, and it doesn't fall apart when you do the squeeze test, you're gonna have problems throughout the rest of your cheese. So listen to what I tell you, do what I say, and it'll happen. That's it. Just do it. Just do it. Do it. Pop the trunk. I'm just trying to be silly because, you know, you gotta be a little flipping crazy to make cheese and spend hours and hours on end staring at white milk. All right, kids, I'll talk to you. Bye.